Khan. All praises and double honor is due to Yahweh by Hashem, Hamashiach, wa Malak Yahweh Shai. It's beautiful, absolutely magnificent that brothers was able to come from afar to come here to Detroit for this mighty Passover that's coming up. Right? Bring out Psalm chapter 133, verse 1. It's a beautiful, magnificent thing.
Psalm chapter 133 and verse number 1. Behold, how good and how pleasant it is for brethren to dwell together in unity.
In what?
In unity.
In what?
In unity.
In what?
In unity.
In unity is beautiful before the Most High. But not only before the Most High, before man as well. Right? Brothers seeing brothers side by side, that can only do nothing but build up your spirit. If you had a long week, if you had a terrible week, hey, this is the day to build up your spirit. This is the hour. This is the weekend to build up your spirit, right? To refresh your mind and to refresh your spirit as well. Now we have a Sabbath lesson we're going to dive into, which is titled Submission and Acceptance. And we're going to begin with the book of James, chapter 4, verse 17.
The book of James, chapter 4 and verse number 17. Therefore, to him that knoweth to do good and doeth it not, to him it is sin.
That's right. Start at verse 7.
Come on, verse number 7. Submit yourselves, therefore, to Yahweh. Resist the devil, and he will flee from you.
Read that again.
Submit yourselves, therefore, to Yahweh.
It says, submit yourself unto Yahweh. Right? What does submit mean? We all may have an idea. We're going to bring out the definition. We're going to dive deep into it. We're going to slow roast it. Right? Everybody may have heard the word submit, but how do you really submit? And again, what does it truly mean? All right, we're going to pull it up through the Spirit. All right? You got it? I'm pulling it up on the standard web dictionary as well. All right? Submit. And it reads, capable of being submitted or eligible to be submitted. And here's a better definition. To give over and yield to authority, right, of another. You have to ask yourself every night and or day, whenever you examine yourself, how much did I submit to the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Shema Shai? How much did I give over into Him? Did I give my fleshly thoughts over? Do I submit my arm as my leg? How much of you are you submitted to the Heavenly Father? Right? Bring that out one more time.
James chapter 5 and verse 4 and verse number 7. Submit yourselves, therefore, to Yahweh. Resist the devil, and he will flee from you.
Right. Once you submit yourself to the Heavenly Father, then the devil and spirits will flee from you. Because once you submit yourself, you're actually putting yourself under the protection of the Most High. And it takes two main ingredients for you to submit: humility and trust. You have to be humble to submit to the Most High. And you have to also trust in the Most High as well. First got precepts, 5:15.
Let's go to the book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 15, and verse number 28.
1 Corinthians 15 and verse number 28.
Right, so like the brother said, it's very important that you submit yourself unto the Most High God. Everybody has to submit themselves unto somebody. All right, only person that's doing whatever they want to do is the Most High God, because He can. Everybody underneath Him, you have to submit yourself into something. A lot of brothers, through their pride, they think they don't have to submit unto anybody. All right, everybody has to submit unto everybody, even Hamashiach wa Malak Yahweh Shai. So let's bring it up.
And when all things shall be subdued unto Him,
right,
then shall the Son also Himself be subject unto Him that put all things under Him, that Yahweh may be all in all.
That what?
That Yahweh may be all in all.
So when everything is subdued underneath Yahweh Shai, when Yahweh Shai subjects everything underneath Himself, after that is over with, He Himself got to submit unto the Most High. It's showing you that it's order. And it's showing you somebody as great as Yahweh Shai, as powerful as He is. He created everything that you can see and you can't see. He's the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords. But still, at the end of the day, He has to submit Himself unto somebody. All right? And us as kings, we have to submit ourselves unto the Heavenly Father. all right, through his son Yahushua. Without that, we don't have any guidance because there's always somebody that knows more than you, that's seeing things that you can't see, that's over you. And you, like the brother said, you have to be able to trust the Most High. A lot of men, they don't trust, they in his truth, but they don't fully trust the Most High. For you to trust the Most High, you have to have a connection. You have to have a relationship with him. You have to spend time with him. If you never spend time with the Most High, how do you expect to trust him? For him to guide you. Let's go to Isaiah chapter 55 and 8. So trust is a very important thing, and the only way you're going to get that is, again, by spending time and keeping the commandments, reading, praying, fasting, and studying, and knowing who your creator truly is.
Isaiah chapter 55 and verse number 8. For my thoughts are not your thoughts.
Read that again.
For my thoughts are not your thoughts.
Read on.
Neither are your ways my ways, saith the Lord.
Right.
For as the heavens are higher than the earth, so are my ways higher than yours.
So the Most High's ways is higher than us. It's things we can see that we can't see that the Most High can. So when the Most High say don't do something, the Lord is not saying that for no reason. He's probably seeing something that you can't see. All right. Your GPS might say, okay, make a right turn this way. All right. But then it reroutes and you going around, you make a U-turn and you all upset. Whole time the Most High was saving you for something that you couldn't see. But without submission and trust and pride, a lot of brothers would have kept made that right turn. And their car would have caught on a flat tire. All hell could have broken loose. Somebody could have shot at your car. Anything could have happened. But again, you submit yourself into the Most High, you understand, okay, his thoughts is higher than my thoughts. It's only right if I submit myself unto him. And when you do that, the Most High is going to reward you. Because that's an obedient son. The Most High doesn't like disobedient children. All right, read on.
And my thoughts are and my thoughts than your thoughts, for as the rain cometh down and the snow from heaven, and returneth not thither, but watereth the earth and maketh it bring forth bud, that it may give seed to the sower and bread to the eater, so shall my word be that goeth forth out of my mouth. It shall not return unto me void, but it shall accomplish that which I please, and it shall prosper in the thing whereto I sent it.
John, that's right. Praise God.
Can you go to the book of Romans, chapter 6, and verse number 12?
The book of Romans, chapter 6, and verse number 12. And let not sin, therefore, reign in your mortal body, that ye should obey it in the lust thereof.
Because in this captivity, you're either going to obey Satan or you're going to obey the Most High. Right, you want?
Neither yield ye your members as instruments of unrighteousness unto sin, but yield yourselves unto Yahweh.
What the Lord say?
But yield yourselves unto Yahweh.
Don't force your members to serve the Most High. I mean, your body, your flesh, everybody in this world, they want to do their own thing. But the Lord said, yield your members unto the Most High. Right, you want?
As those that are alive from the dead, and your members as instruments of righteousness unto Yahweh.
Jump down to verse 16.
Verse number 16. Know ye not that to whom ye yield yourselves service to obey, his service ye are to whom ye obey.
Right, because you're going to obey somebody. You're either going to obey Satan or you're going to obey the Most High. You're either going to do what you do, and if you do what you want to do, you're going to serve Satan. You're going to serve the God of this world. Right, and Paul's saying, what you didn't know that? Read on.
Whether of sin unto death,
right,
or of obedience unto righteousness.
Read on.
But the Most High ye think that ye were the servants of sin.
Right, we were the servants of sin. We did ungodly lusts. We were of this world at one point in time. Read on.
But ye have obeyed from the heart that form of doctrine which was delivered you.
Read on.
Being then made free from sin.
The Lord say,
being then made free from sin.
Serve Yahweh, you're free from sin. You're free from addictions. You're free from ungodly lust. You have a clear conscience. Read on.
Ye became the servants of righteousness.
And we became the servants of righteousness. Now let's see what it looks like to obey Yahweh. Go to the book of John chapter 16, verse 33.
John chapter 16 and verse number 33. These things I have spoken unto you, that in me ye may have
What's
peace.
the Lord say?
That in me ye may have
When you
peace.
serve God by Shah, you have peace, man. Right, you know?
In the world ye shall have tribulation, but be of good cheer. I have overcome the
And
world.
the Lord has overcame the world. That's why we read these accounts. We read these different precepts. Paul calls himself a prisoner of Yahweh Shah. We are the prisoners of Yahweh Shah, man, because we obey the Lord. Right? We deny our ungodly lusts. Real quick, go to Matthew chapter 16, verse 24. Let's see what the Lord said. Right? If you want to follow him, you have to deny yourself in this captivity, man. And not do what you want to do, but serve the Most High.
St. Matthew, chapter 16, and verse number 24. Then say Yahweh Shah unto his disciples, if any man will come after me,
Right.
let him deny himself.
The Lord say,
let him deny
now do what you
himself.
want to do.
Let him deny himself,
Right.
and take up his cross and follow
And
me.
that's what it means to submit, man. Meaning to deny yourself and submit yourself, yielding your members to the laws of the Most High, forcing yourself to do right. Because your flesh is not always going to want to serve the Most High. Your flesh want to sleep in, you want to do certain things. But no, you have to yield your members unto Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shah and become a prisoner of the Lord. Right? You got it.
So give me Luke chapter 22 and verse 40.
St. Luke, chapter 22, and verse number 40. And when he was at the place, he said unto them, pray that you enter not into temptation.
Right? The Lord said what?
Pray that you enter not into temptation.
Right? The temptation is the one thing that plagues our people, especially as blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans in America. Everything that this place was built on was built to tear us down. It was something that was meant to get you addicted. Why do you think so many of our people are the ones on drugs? Who are the main people with the drinking problems? It's us. It's our people. Haven't you seen the barrios, the reservations, the projects? Right, we doing?
And he was withdrawn from them upon a stone's cast and kneeled down and prayed, saying, Father, if thou be willing, remove this cup from
He
me.
said, Lord, if you be willing, remove this cup from me. You know what Yahweh Shah wanted to do in that instance, man? Yahweh Shah didn't want to go through that pain. You know why so many of us are addicted to marijuana? Because we don't want to deal with the pain that comes with not having marijuana. Because you got to think about things you don't want to think about. So many of us have alcohol abuse because alcohol helps us to escape. It helps us to pretend like something that we experienced didn't actually happen. The Lord said, man, if thou be willing, remove this cup from me. I don't want to go through it. Just the same way that so many of us don't want to go through so many things, man. You know why brothers is addicted to lewd videos, man? Brothers addicted to lewd videos because that lewd video has a mute button. You can turn it down. You can pause it. You can have it what you want. Have it when you want. But you know what you can't have when you want? Your woman. You know what don't got a mute button? Your woman. You have to deal with the ups and downs that come with being with having a woman, man. You have to deal with the ups and downs that come with not being addicted to alcohol. You have to come with the ups and downs that come with having brotherhood, man. Brotherhood is one of the things that the Black and Hispanic community do not have, because we don't know how to go to another brother by himself and have a simple conversation, man. The Lord said, if thou be willing, remove this cup from me. Right, we doing?
Nevertheless, not my will, but thine be done.
He said, not what?
Not my will, but thine be done.
Right, the Lord said this one thing, man. He said, I had 7,000 prophets that have not kneeled their knee to Baal. I see a lot of those men in here right now. And as prophets, you know what you brothers don't get? You don't get what you want. Right, the sisters of prophets, they gonna receive a prophet's reward, but they don't have the ability to get what they want. You know what you want, man? You want to stay home on Saturday. You don't want to go and stand up for 5 hours. You don't want to forgive a brother. You want to drink. You want to get high, man. Yeah. That's what you want to do. But the Lord said, as a prophet, man, you don't have that ability. There is something that you want that you are not going to be allowed to get, because it gets in the way of the Lord's mission. He said, what? Read that last part again.
Nevertheless, not my will, but thine be done.
The Lord said, you better see that pain. You better recognize that thing that you do not want to do, that demon that the Most High wants you to battle, and you better fight. You better take it. You better battle that demon and overcome, because that is what Yahweh Shah did, man.
Right.
My brother's got it.
It's not about you in this thing. If you thought it was about you, forget about that thought. It's not about you at all. When you came into this truth, that was the moment you signed that spiritual contract with the Lord, and you became a prisoner, and you have a yoke upon you. Now, it's not the prisoner that you may think, as like Esau makes it, you're a prisoner now. And they got the heavy shackles upon you, and they strike you with red, orange, or blue, black, and white, however they do it, and they call you by a number. It's not that type of prisoner. Bring out Ephesians chapter 3, verse 1. A lot of our forefathers are spiritual prisoners. If you have ears to hear, we're going to break it down.
Ephesians chapter 3 and verse 1. For this cause, I, Paul, the prisoner of Yahushua.
The what?
The prisoner of Yahushua.
Go ahead.
Hamashiach for you Gentiles.
A prisoner implies that you're limited to doing what you want to do. That's why he said, that's why Yahushua said, hey, let it not be of my will, but of your will, Lord. It's not about your will in this thing. It's not about what you want to do. Being a prisoner and having a heavy yoke upon you keeps you restricted from the things that you may want to do. And the things that you may want to do are things brothers already listed. You up 12 o'clock a.m. sweating, going through your phone. Or maybe you're hitting up that old woman, Letitia, whatever her name may be, months ago. Maybe somebody in the world just texting her. I gotta see how she's doing. You breaking off your yokes and putting on your old ones, right? I want to dive into that word yoke, right? Here's the definition, and this is a spiritual definition. A yoke, a spiritual bondage, it limits control and holds our progress in life in captivity, right? It holds us and keeps us stern. As a yoke is placed on an oxen to keep it on a straight path, so that we have a spiritual yoke upon us to keep us in that straight path. That's why the Lord said it's a straight and narrow. If you don't have no yoke, you're out of control. Imagine if you don't put no yoke upon your cow or your ox. It's going to go all the way down the street, across the world, and you're going to wonder what the hell's going on. That's why we have to have that yoke to limit us. There's nothing wrong with that, right? Even your household, it has to be a spiritual yoke upon it. It has to be spiritual guidelines and boundaries set up in place so nobody crosses that boundary or breaks their yoke. Bring out Matthew chapter 11, verse 28.
St. Matthew chapter 11 and verse number 28. Come unto me, all ye that labor and are heavy laden.
Hey, everybody in this room is a laborer for Yahweh Shem Shai. Everybody in this room got up this morning, they put on their fringes, they prayed, Lord, right? They're ready to do the work, right? Whatever work that's fit for you, that the Most High put upon you, and you're doing it, and you're still doing it for the Spirit. You did it the day before and the day before. That's why you're here right now today, because you're continuing your labor in the Lord. Go ahead.
And I will give you rest.
And at the very end, the Lord will give you rest. The labor, bring out first, you can hold that, you can bring out 1 Corinthians chapter 15, verse 58. Don't think that you're going to be deprived of your reward. Esau deprived you of your reward. Sorry, we got to pay you next week. You're in a hole for 2 weeks. Salakia, sorry, buddy. We'll pay you next time. Esau deprives you of your labor all the time. We're never well compensated. You're doing all the work, and then you got that one Negro at work to sit on his rump, texting, just shaking your head.
1 Corinthians 15 and verse number 58. Therefore, my beloved brethren, be ye steadfast, unmovable.
Unmovable. And that yoke, in a way, it keeps you unmovable, right? Go ahead.
Always abounding in the work of the Lord.
That's right.
For as much as ye know that your labor is not in vain.
It's not in vain. So you will receive that reward. Everybody in this room, the Lord willing, is going to receive that payment. You can go back to Matthew chapter 11, verse 28. You can read that again from the top.
St. Matthew 11 and 28. Come unto me, all ye that labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest.
Go ahead.
Take my yoke upon you.
Take my yoke upon you. If you ask the Lord, Lord, try me. Lord, can you bring out Psalms 26 and 2? Lord, try me. Lord, put me through the fire. The Lord's going to give you a heavy yoke, and you got to be able to bear it. You can't say, Lord, hold on, what you doing to me? What you doing to me, Lord? No, you asked for it. You wanted to be stronger. Don't everybody in this room want to be stronger? Come. So you're going to receive a heavy yoke. You got to be able to deal with it. You got to tell yourself that. You got to deal with it. You signed up for this thing. You got it.
Psalm chapter 26 and verse number 2. Examine me, O Lord, and prove me.
And prove me. Go ahead.
Try my reins and my heart. For thy loving kindness is before my eyes, and I have walked in thy truth. I have not sat with vain persons, neither will I go in with dissemblers.
That's right. Now you can bring out Lamentations chapter 3, instead of verse 27.
The book of Lamentations, chapter 3 and verse number 27.
You can start at verse 25.
25. The Lord is good unto them that wait for him.
And we waiting for the Lord. We're still here. We're waiting patient. We can't wait. Go ahead.
To the soul that seeketh him, it is good that a man should both hope and quietly wait for the salvation of the Lord. It is good for a man.
It's like if we have hope in the Lord, right? We have hope in the Lord that he's going to give us that reward. We have hope in the Lord that we're not standing out there in 30-degree weather. And we're not just standing out there for no reason when it's snowing. We have hope in the Lord, right? That our works are not in vain. Continue.
It is good for a man that he bear the yoke in his youth.
It's good for a man to bear the yoke in his youth. It didn't say it's good for a man to sometimes bear it. It's good for a man to hit the blunt. It's good for a man to not come to camp. It's good for a man to not provide. The Lord said it's good for a man to bear the yoke in his youth. Go ahead.
He sitteth alone and keepeth silence because he hath borne it upon him. He putteth his mouth in the dust, if so be there may be hope.
So you can pause and jump down to verse 40.
Verse 40. Let us search and try our ways and turn again to the Lord.
And again, the way you're going to turn to the Lord is by making sure that you have that yoke upon you. You should be having some type of task or something that you have to fulfill for the Lord, right? You can't just wake up, one day and just say, okay, I read and I studied, that's it. There's always more work to do. You can always set up that brother if you can. You can always write out some precepts for a brother. You can always pray for a brother. You can call a brother and say, hey, I'm going to pray for you. Can I pray with you? You can. It's always alms to do. It's always so much work to do. This is a huge field, and we have liberty to do work in it.
We're in the book of Jeremiah, chapter 1, and verse number 6.
Jeremiah, chapter 1 and verse number 6.
And this is what it means to follow the Lord, to be a prisoner of the Lord. Like the brother said, you can't just do what you want to do. Start at verse 5.
Verse 5. Before I formed thee in the belly, I knew thee. And before thy came forth out of the womb, I sanctified thee. And I ordained thee a prophet unto the nation.
The Lord already knew your lot before you was even born onto the earth. You don't know your lot. You was living, you're living your life. You're doing what you want to do. A lot of brothers didn't know they was going to come into this truth. I didn't know I was going to come into this truth, man. Right? But what the Lord said, we're on.
God. Then said Lord, God, behold, I cannot speak, for I am a child.
Right, yeah, this is not for me. I don't want to be a leader. So I'm not a teacher. I'm just an average man. Right, I go to work and I just do what I do. Right, a lot of my forefathers was average men, man. I mean, read the book of Amos, man. Right, read these different prophets. They didn't come from a wealthy background, man. Right, they mirror our lives today. So he said, Lord, I can't do this. This is not, it's not for me. So let's see what the Lord said.
But the Lord said unto me, say not I am a child, for thou shalt go to.
What the Lord say?
Say not I am a child, for thou shalt go to all that I shall sing thee, and whatsoever I command thee, thou shalt speak.
The Lord said, you thought you got an option. Right? He said, I already ordained you a prophet, to the nations, man. You're gonna come into this truth. You're gonna do what I ask of you, man. You're gonna perform your office. You're gonna do it at a high level, right? Go to the book of 2 Corinthians, chapter 6 and verse 7. Let's see what Paul said. And this may be hard for a lot of people. right?
2 Corinthians chapter 6 and verse number 7. By the word of truth, by the power of Yahweh, by the armor of righteousness on the right hand and on the left, by honor and dishonor, by evil.
2 Corinthians, it's like 2 Corinthians 5 and 7.
2 Corinthians 5 and verse 7. For we walk by faith, not by sight.
And that's what it is. When you follow the Lord, He's not going to, show you everything that's going to happen to your life, man. I mean, certain brothers that came into the truth, they didn't know, they was going to be gathered together like this in the Passover. Man. Some brothers is by themselves with just a Bible and a video in their phone, man. Watching videos all day. It's increasing in the word of the Lord. Certain brothers just walked past the camp spot, got a flyer, just looked at it, and now they're into the streets, man. And now, I mean, let's look at brothers, look at sisters, man. This is a testimony, this is a witness, man, for what the Lord can do. Brothers didn't see this happening, sisters didn't see this happening, man. Right? But we walk by faith, not by sight. And that's what it means to follow the Lord, man. Right? Go to the book real quick of Psalms, chapter 48. Actually, go to Sirach, chapter 21, verse 32.
Sirach, chapter 31 and verse number 13.
No, 21 and 32. I mean, 20 and 32. Yeah, Sirach 20 and 32.
God 20 and 32. Necessary patience in seeking the Lord is better than he that leadeth his life without a God.
So necessary patience in seeking the Lord is better than a man that just lives his life according to what he wants to do. Right? It may get hard, it may get tough, right? But at the end of the day, the Lord, his compassions will not fail. He's gonna deliver you. He's gonna bring you things that you never seen before, that you never even thought or could comprehend that can happen. Right? Let's get another witness. Go to Psalms 48 and verse 14.
Psalm chapter 48 and verse number 2. 14. For this God is our God forever and ever. He will be our God even unto death.
He will be our God even unto death, man. Meaning brothers and sisters are going to always follow the Lord, man. We always going to do what it takes, right, to follow Yahweh Bashim Yahushua and do his will. Like I said, brothers and sisters didn't know what was going to happen when they followed the Lord. And now we looking at, brothers and sisters in order, in unison under the Lord. All praise to the Most High. So guess what? We're going to continue to follow the Lord even unto death. Now you got it.
That was another point that I had real fast in Luke 22 and 42. Right now I'm going to Philippians, the 2nd chapter.
Luke chapter 22 and verse number 42. Saying, Father, if thou be willing, remove this cup from me. Nevertheless, now my will, but thine be done. And there appeared an angel unto him. And there appeared an angel unto him.
Right, and there appeared an angel unto him, man. This is what happens after you choose the Most High. He helps you. Right. When you choose the Lord, he chooses you, man. Revelation 21 and 7 says this. It says, to he that overcometh, to him shall I, you'll grab it real fast. I don't want to paraphrase it wrong. Revelation 21 and 7. It says, I think it says that he shall inherit all things.
Revelation chapter 21 and verse number 7. And he that overcometh shall inherit all things.
It says, to he that overcometh shall inherit all things. You know what the Arabs think, man? The Arabs think that the Lord is with them. The white man thinks that the Lord is with them. I'm so tired of battling Christians because every single Christian thinks that God is on their side. You know what I need, man? I need the Lord to choose in front of everybody whose side he's actually on, man. And in order for him to do that, what do I have to do? I have to choose in front of everybody whose side am I on, man. Am I on my oppressive side? Am I on Allah's side? I'm on the Most High side, man. We have to submit ourselves to God. And I saw that last year, man. Last year, I witnessed something beautiful. I witnessed 15 brothers run off 20,000 Palestinians, man. 20,000 Palestinians, I saw 15 brothers put to flight. And to this day, there's one thing that I do regret. Just one. I wish we had a fought with less brothers, man. So we could have glorified the name of the Most High. It don't take 15 men of God to fight against 20,000 Palestinians, man. We should have fought with 2. We should have fought with 5, man, because of the men that we have in this room. Right, go to Philippians chapter 2 real fast and start at verse 4.
Philippians chapter 2 and verse number 4. Look not every man on his own things, but every man also on the things of others.
This right here, what this is talking about a form of submission. Don't look on your own things, but look on the things of others. Meaning that there is a thing that you want, but there is something else that another brother needs now. And you have the means to fix what he needs. You have the means to give that brother what he needs, man. But the Lord said, don't think about that thing that you need, man. I got you. I got your back, man. You focus on what that brother needs, man. You focus on what that sister needs. You make sure that they're straight so that I can make sure that you're straight. Right, read on.
Let his mind be in you, which was also in Hamashiach Yahweh.
They said that was the mind that Yahweh Shah had. That was the mindset that our Lord and Savior Hamashiach Yahweh Shah had. Right, when he could have ran. He could have ran, man. Yahweh Shah could have got up out of there. But what did he do, man? He looked on what Israel needed. The Most High said that he gave his only begotten son, man, his favorite son. He killed his son in front of the rest of his children, his favorite son, so that they could turn around and honor him. He killed him so that he didn't have to kill us, right? And Yahweh Shah knew that when he stepped into this earth. Man. He knew that. Right, read on.
Who being in the form of God, thought it not robbery to be equal with God.
Genesis 1:26 says what? It says God said, let us make man in our own image. Yahweh Shah was great on earth, man. But when he was in the heavens, he was ruling, man. He had charge over all of the angels. He built the earth. He built the heavens. He built every man that is down on this earth right now. Every spirit and every plant Yahweh Shah built, man. He was great. It said that he thought it not robbery to be equal with God. But what? Read on.
But made himself of no reputation.
But did what?
But made himself of no reputation.
He made himself a nobody. Right. He made himself an African American man in the hood. For what? For his brothers, man. He did that for you. Yahweh Shah submitted himself for you. So what should we turn around and do, man? We should submit ourselves to the Most High for everybody else, so that we can get our people up out of here, man. I know y'all tired of. I know the first is coming around. I know brothers is ready to avoid that check they got to drop on the first. The light bill, the rent is due. We got to submit ourselves to God, man. Right, we doing?
And took upon him the form of a servant, and was made in the likeness of men.
Another brother got something.
Let's go to the book of Romans, chapter 10, and verse number 3. All right, you can start at verse 2.
Romans, chapter 10, and verse number 2. For I bear them record that they have a zeal of God.
That they what?
That they have a zeal of God.
And that's a lot of people in the truth. You may have a zeal for the Most High. There's people in the world, Christians, they got zeal for the Lord. Women evangelists, they got zeal for the Lord. So you might have a zeal and desire to serve the Most High. Read on.
But not according to knowledge.
Right.
For they being ignorant of God's righteousness and going about to establish their own righteousness.
It says what?
But going about to establish their own righteousness.
And that's a lot of people. And they might not say it, but through their actions, they want to do what they want to do. They don't want to submit themselves. They want to instead, they want to exact their own righteousness. All right? They want to do what they want to do, man. That's off. Read that part again.
No. And going about to establish their own righteousness, have not submitted themselves unto the righteousness of the Most High.
Have what?
Have not submitted themselves unto the righteousness of the Most High.
So when you do what you want to do, all right, you establish your own righteousness. Guess what? You're not submitting yourself into the righteousness of the Most High. Like the brothers bringing out, it's pros and cons to everything in life. It's benefits to submitting yourself into the Lord. It's benefits to accepting the will of the Most High. All right? It's benefits to putting down sin. It's benefits to all of these different things. And it's also negative effects as well. A lot of brothers, they wonder why their spirit is falling from them. All right? They can't really stand on their 2 feet. They lose in the spirit. They leak in oil. Well, guess what? You're not doing what the Most High has commanded you to do. It sounds simple, but it's harder than what you think it is. And when you do that, you submit yourself into the Most High. Again, there's rewards for that. Let's go to 1 Chronicles, chapter 29 and 24.
1 Chronicles, chapter 29. It's like First Chronicles 29 and verse number 24.
You can start at 23.
23. Then Solomon sat on the throne of the Lord as king instead of David, his father, and prospered, and all Israel obeyed him.
So all Israel obeyed Solomon. That's because Solomon was on fire. He did what his father told him to do. He did what the Most High told him to do, and the Most High caused him to prosper. And everybody in here is likened it to King Solomon. Why? Because we're all kings through the Spirit. That's Revelation 1 and 6. The Lord has made us kings and priests. Read on.
And all the princes and the mighty men and all the sons likewise.
Right, all of these men, the princes, all right, and these are mighty men of valor. Read on.
Of King David submitted themselves unto Solomon the king.
They did what?
Submitted themselves unto Solomon the king.
What's going to happen if you serve the Most High?
Submitted themselves unto Solomon the king.
So these men, they submitted themselves unto Solomon the king. When you submit yourself into the Lord, you obeying the Lord. The Most High is going to have certain things just submit himself unto you. Your wife is going to start keeping the commandments, obeying you, reading with you. You're going to have demons submit themselves unto you. You're going to be standing over demons. You're going to have Esau, the so-called white man at your job. He's going to stop messing with you. All right? Because the Spirit of the Lord is set upon you. But you only do that if you submit yourself into the will of the Lord. All right, read on.
And the Lord magnified Solomon exceedingly.
It says what?
And the Lord magnified Solomon exceedingly.
And all brothers should want to aspire, and sisters, to be magnified, how the Most High magnified them. Why? Because we want our prayers heard, man. We want the Most High to see our affliction like he did during the time of Egypt. We want the Most High to exalt us so we can get up out of America, so we can get out of Babylon. Read on.
And the Lord magnified Solomon exceedingly in the sight of all Israel, and bestowed upon him such royal majesty as had not been on any king before him in Israel.
See that? And again, like the other brother made the point, to you to submit something, it takes a lot of humility. All right, let's go to Proverbs 18 as well. It takes a lot of humility. And without humility, a lot of people, they want honor. They want submission. A lot of brothers, they want their wives to submit unto them. They want these and demanding these different things, but you don't have the characteristics that come with it. Before you obtain that type of authority, it has to come with a lot of humility. Let's bring that up, man.
Proverbs 18 and 12. Before destruction, the heart of man is haughty.
Right?
And before honor.
And what?
And before honor.
What the Lord say?
And before honor.
Read on.
Is humility.
Is what?
Is humility.
No pride.
Is humility.
It's humility. And humility is the key. That's what's gonna get you the kingdom. That's what's gonna take you down the long road. Is humility. All right.
So like the come, right? Let me get a look at Jeremiah chapter 10, right? I'll be over verse 19.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 10 and verse number 19. Woe is me, for my hurt, my wound is grievous, but I said truly, this is a grief.
This is a what?
This is a grief.
Sometimes it is truth. This is grief, man. Sometimes submitting yourself into the will of the Most High God, right? Every single day in this fleshly body that we're in these last days, right? Your spirit want to do the right thing, your flesh trying to pull towards away from that. You understand? Sometimes you can feel like it's a hurt or it's a grief, but go ahead.
This is a grief, and I must bear it.
What do you say?
And I must bear it.
Hey, that's what we got to do these last days, though. We still have to bear it, man. Just like how our forefathers did it, man. Right? Let's look at that real quick. Right? In the book of Jeremiah chapter 2. Right? 20 and start at verse, right? Let's start at verse 7.
Jeremiah 20 and verse number 7. O Lord, thou hast deceived me, and I was deceived. Thou art stronger than I, and hast prevailed. I am in derision daily. Everyone mocketh me.
Right? And it's truth, man. Hey, sometimes you can get like that. Sometimes you can feel like, man, you're not that strong. Sometimes you can feel like you're not necessarily strong enough, man. Sometimes you can feel like you need the Most High, because you do need the Most High, man. You do need your brothers, man.
Right.
You do need the apostolic sisters, man. We do need these different things, but Lord.
For since I spake I cried out, I cried violence and spoil, because the word of the Lord was made a reproach unto me and a derision daily.
Right now, jump down to verse 10.
Now, verse 10. For I heard the defaming of many, fear on every side, report, say they, and he will report it. All my familiars watch for my haunting.
Right, and that's how it be. It is true. They're your own people, man. Your own people, the ones that's cussing you out on the highways and byways. You understand? Your own family members that's looking down upon you, talking behind your back at the family gatherings and other different things, man. It'll be your own people, man. Right, go ahead.
Saying, peradventure, he will be enticed, and we shall prevail against him, and we shall take our revenge on him.
But what we always got to remember, we don't.
But the Lord is with you, as a mighty terrible.
As a what?
As a mighty terrible.
We got to always remember that the Lord is with us, man. Through any trial and tribulation that you go through, the Lord is with you, man. Even in that time, you got to be as patient as you possibly can. The Lord is with you, man. Establishing you and strengthening you, like the brother brought out earlier in chapter 22, man. Sending that angel to strengthen you to have more patience, to have more needs, to have more these things that we need in the last days, to continue to submit ourselves to the Most High God. Right? Go ahead.
Therefore, my persecutors shall stumble, and they shall not prevail. They shall be greatly ashamed, for they shall not prosper. Their everlasting confusion shall never be forgotten.
You see that? Because why they not rooted in the Most High, man? But guess what? You brothers in this room, man, are you sisters in here, right? We are. You understand? We rooted in the Most High God. We gotta be. You understand? But through that, that's you submit yourself to the Most High God. That's how you're gonna be rooted in this thing. That's how you're gonna continue to prevail. That's how the Lord is gonna create you as a mighty terrible. You understand? Right? Remember, let me get one more. Right? Let's go to the book of Second Chronicles. Second Chronicles chapter 15, verse 7.
Second Chronicles chapter 15 and verse number 7. And in those times, there was no there is no peace.
Second Chronicles 15, 7.
Come on, slug. Verse 7. Be ye strong, therefore, and let not your hands be weak, for your work shall be rewarded. For your work shall be rewarded.
My brothers is going into your work is going to be rewarded, man. The Lord is not going to bring you through all these different things, all these trials, tribulations, you fight against the flesh every day. We literally have war. I tell brothers all the time, as soon as you wake up in the morning, you're at war. Right. It's war. Yeah, even in your dreams, you have war, man. Fighting for your life every day, man. But you got to realize that these things are not for no reason, man. The Lord is not bringing these things upon you for no reason, man. It's all going to be rewarded in the last day, man. Right? Real quick, let's go to the book of Jude. Right? We get Jude chapter 8 and verse 25.
Jude chapter 8 and verse number 25. Moreover, let us give thanks to the Lord our God, which triumphed us. Which triumphed us.
We're supposed to give thanks to the Lord, man, that triumphed us. Why?
Even as he did our father.
You see that our fathers got the same thing too. Now, you think our forefathers didn't go through these things that we go through? Hey, when you read that, it tell you that they would do worse, man. Right? Drop down to verse 27 real quick.
Verse 27. For he had not tried us in the fire as he did them. For the examination of their hearts, neither hath he taken vengeance on us, but the Lord scourged them that come near unto him to admonish them.
Right, to warn you, man. Right, but our forefathers went through some things, man, when you read these precepts, right? They went through all hell, man. Right? But hey, all praise to the Most High God that we even get a little bit of what they got through. The trials and tribulations that we do go through, man. And you count yourself worthy and blessed to go through these different things for the Most High God. But in that, always remember that, hey, you got to be patient in all things. Right? Last one, like Luke chapter 21, verse 19.
St. Luke chapter 21 and verse number 19. And in your patience, possess ye your soul.
You see, that's on your patience you're going to possess your soul, man. And your patience is submit, continue every single day, submit to the Most High God, submit to the will of the Father, and taking that yoke and bearing it upon you, man. You can't put your yoke away from you. You can't say, I don't want to carry my yoke today. Right? I don't feel like being a burden today. Right? I'm just take the day off. I'm gonna relax all day. No, you got to take that every day. You got to look at it. You got to put it on, man. And you got to understand why you're doing this thing, right? Because you're doing it for the reward at the end of the day, man. right? And that's the will of the Father.
That's right. We're going to slowly wind down. Israel, Salakia. Before you leave, you got to remember that this thing's not going to be easy. You're going to have some rough days. That's the result of having that heavy yoke. You know, when Jake, you know, brothers may go to the gym, you do your bench press. You don't say, give me a lighter one. You gotta finish what's on your plate. You gotta keep eating that. Kind of, your arms may feel weak. But when you the weakest, that's when you're really the strongest. Right. Doing that last push up, that last pull up, right? That last hour of work. You just said, let me get through it. I can get through it. Hey, you got to do that every day. I can get through the day through the Spirit. I can still get in those 3 prayers. I can get in those 4 more prayers. I can do it. All right? You don't want to let your conscience condemn you and let you fall from your hope in the Lord. Just bring out like a few more. Sirach 14 and 2, Baba Shar.
All right, chapter 14 and verse number 2. Blessed is he whose conscience has not condemned him.
Right, to let me back off the brother's previous point, you may hear brothers mocking you, scolding you, family members. What are you doing? Still wearing those damn carpets, huh? Wearing a carpet on your shirt. What are you doing? Put it on the floor. You may hear brothers say, still reading that Bible? Check out this Quran. Just check out this one verse. Once you hear that one verse, I mean, you're just taking the yoke off. You're taking that yoke off and you put it on the yoke of idolatry, the yoke of Islam, the yoke of the world. The moment you go straight from doing what the Lord commanded you is the moment you begin to take off that yoke because it was too heavy for you. Right. It was too much. You couldn't do it. You stopped building the temple. You stopped plowing in the field. You just stopped. You ceased. Bring out Philippians chapter 2, verse 27. I believe that's it.
Philippians chapter 2 and verse number 27. And for indeed he was sick nigh unto death.
This is Philemon. He was sick nigh unto death. Go ahead.
But Yahweh had mercy on him, and not on him only, but on me also, lest I should have sorrow upon sorrow.
Right.
I sent him therefore the more carefully, that when ye see him again, ye may rejoice.
Start at verse 25.
Verse number 25. Yeah, I suppose it necessary to send to you Epaphroditus, my brother, and companion and labor, and fellow soldier, but your messenger, and he was ministered to my watch, for he longed after you all, and was full of heaviness, because that he had heard that he had been sick, for indeed he was sick nigh unto death, but the Most High had mercy on him, and not on him only, but on me also, lest I should have sorrow upon sorrow. I sent him therefore the more carefully, that when you may see him again, you may rejoice, and that may be less sorrowful.
Jump down to verse 30. Verse 30.
Verse 30. Because of the work of Mashiach, he was nigh unto death, never regarding his life.
Not regarding what?
Never regarding his
He
life.
didn't care about his life. You got to tell yourself that. I don't care that I'm tired. I don't care that I'm hungry. I don't care. You got to tell yourself, I don't care that I'm hungry at work and I got a laborer's job. I don't care that my woman's yelling at me, she got demons on her. Or you may have demons, or you still got to read and study. That's the point and the goal of it all, right? But pre-adventure, if your household may have spirits, you can't let that stop you from doing the work of the Lord. Go ahead.
Never regarding his life, to supply your lack of service toward me.
To supply your lack of service toward me. And so here we see Epaphroditus doing the work of the Lord nigh unto death. Jake, you get a headache. I don't know if I can go to campfire. My head is banging. Had a rough night. Last night was a party. Man, I tested the city. It was crazy. Just hold my spotted line for it. I had to do this. I had a million errands to run. I'll stay home and I'll sleep. I didn't drink enough water today. I might get a headache. Who cares? You got to tell yourself, I don't care. You have to tell yourself, you don't care. Right. Get Mark 6:31 by Bashar. I'm gonna bring out like 2 more.
St. Mark chapter 6 and verse number 31. And he said unto them, come ye yourselves apart in a desert place and rest a while, for there were many coming and going.
There's a lot of people, just at the masses of Israel, coming and going. Go ahead.
And they had no leisure.
They had no what?
And they had no leisure.
For those who don't know, leisure is your free time, right? That's your pastime. That's an opportunity where you can do whatever you want. That's what leisure means, an opportunity of freedom. And here we see that they had no leisure. Go ahead.
So much as to eat. And they departed into a desert place by ship private.
And so they had no room or moment to eat or to drink. And you may find yourself in a predicament where you're at camp and you don't have any food or drink. And you're starving after fasting. You got to deal with it. Hold on, I got to be late. Let me eat something. And then I see y'all at camp. Well, all hell will be breaking loose at camp. Right? That's what it means to bear your burden and to bear another's burden, which also ties into being your brother's keeper. Because we have to be equally yoked together as 2 ox are yoked together on the same yoke, in the same field, plowing in the same field, doing the same work, reaping the same reward. As 2 brothers, every brother in here, we're yoked together, plowing in the field and doing the work of the Lord, Yahweh Shai. And in doing the work, right, the Lord receives them, right? He receives your work. We're going to close out with Sirach, chapter 35, verse 4. So I want to also mention this. You have to make sure that you're bringing something to the table for the Most High. Don't just be out there just for no reason, just because you like the idea of doing the work. You have to sincerely do the work with your heart and with your soul. You're at work for a sincere reason. You're at work to get paid, right? You're doing this truth sincerely, right, for the Most High. And you know your reward as well. You got it.
Sirach, chapter 35 and verse number 4. Thou shalt not appear empty before the Lord.
What it say?
Thou shalt not appear empty before the Lord.
So doing all your work, you better have something in your hand before the Most High. Whether you know how to sew, whether you know how to do shirts, which is sewing, stitching, whether you know how to, do check, make plates, maintenance, whatever you know how to do for the Lord, make sure you're doing it for the Lord. Don't appear empty before the Lord. That's rude. When there's certain house parties, you don't appear empty. You would never do that. Jay gonna bring the Hennessy, the E&J, the Taylor Port, the vodka. And you go to a party, you bring the plates, you bring this. You go to work, you bring your outfit, you bring your lunch, you bring your badge. When it comes to serving the Lord, you have to make sure that you're not appearing empty before Him. Or else that's rude. That's disrespectful. Right. I mean, Abel pretty much appeared empty before the Lord. And we know through reading the Lord's reaction. And we also know that it's like in Cain. It was Cain. Cain, he didn't bring his works before the Lord. Right? But Abel did. So you have to keep that in mind, as you walk in this truth. But with that, I'm going to finish with Shalom. I will write side evidence and edifies with the spirit and power of Yahweh Shai. Promise Roller! Promise Roller! Promise Roller!
Yeah.